So, what did you find? How do you feel?
It was really a lot more difficult to lift her right knee.
Did it get easier? Good. Yeah, that's more important. We can really get caught up in the idea of, I have to lift the whole leg. If the lessons were about accomplishing an action like that, I would be yelling at you. Do it! Come on, do it! Make yourself do it! It's important, but it's not important. It's important that we can see that we can start to make small differences in our development. Sometimes there are lessons that I've done that I can't do, and I do them many times. And I see small differences, and then one day all of a sudden I can do it, and I don't know what happened. That's when I'm on the end of experiencing it. What else?
So the main moment where something happened was when you told her to trust the skeleton. Suddenly the breathing was different and the whole movement was completely different.
Good, great. It's a tricky thing though, because it's hard to sense our skeleton. Most of our sensory experience is in our musculature. In fact, if we're really well organized around our skeleton, there's an absence of sensation. If you think of an ideal movement in action, so you throw something across the room and it goes pop right into the basket. People don't think, oh, I felt my back twist and my arm lengthen and my foot push into the floor. It feels more like, I didn't do anything. That's really paradoxical. If ideal movement has the absence of sensation, here we are practicing sensation. But we need to do that. Mostly because we get caught in discrete sensations. And we almost lack the ability to have a generalized sense of ourselves. So that feeling of tossing something into the basket just feels light, easy, free. How can you say to someone, just feel light, easy, free? It's a complex of events that happens that allows us to feel that way. It's good. Anyone else? Did your leg get lighter or more possible? Yes. I see people nodding their heads. Again, a small incremental change is significant. How many of you felt that your head and arm lifted more easily? So maybe that's what the lesson was about, not the leg. Can you see how we view things? Almost everyone feels their head and arm got lighter. As I look around, a lot of people seem to have a different experience of their leg, but it wasn't as good as you'd like it to be. Your elbows could be touching the ceiling and you'd still be going but by leg. You wanted to say something?
She thought it was really crazy, just the thought of lifting the leg.
Yeah. Did it improve at all?
She chose another trajectory, and that was giving her the fun. She didn't do it the hard way.
That's okay. Cheating is allowed. You know, I had a client years ago, a woman who'd had a stroke. And her leg was affected, her arm was affected, and her mouth was affected. I worked with her for about 2 years. And I'd work one day, she said, my leg, what about my leg? Well, I'd work with the leg, I'd really work with her whole person. She'd get up, her leg would feel better. What about my arm? Now the arm would stand out because the leg was better. Okay, next time I work with the arm, what about my mouth? Back and forth between these three things. And it's this comparison that makes it stand out. If something improves, you forget about the rest. One day she got to me though. So I said to her, I said, you know, there's a story of a little boy playing in the sand by the water on the beach. She said, he's 3 years old. And all of a sudden this huge wave comes sweeping in and grabs the child and hurls the child out to sea. And the mother goes running down to the water and says, oh God, please give me back my child. He's an innocent, he knows no wrong. Please give me back my child. And another huge wave comes sweeping back in and drops the child playing like nothing happened. And the mother looks at the child and she says, he had a hat. So where do we place our attention on ourselves when things don't improve or improve? So you all had a hat, I know. But you're still here and your head and arms are lighter. Okay, so let's take a break for 10 minutes.